Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Annie and this is Unity Consciousness. Thank you so much for stopping by today. I'm so glad you're here. Before we get started, you did ask for a yod discussion and that'll be at the end of this video. So if you're interested in the yod, please stick around at the end. And I do have to say, even if you're not interested in the yod, maybe you should be. Give it some thought. It is the energy that is amongst, we have our inner planets and our outer planets. This is beyond the outer planets and beyond. So this is a collective situations that's going on under the surface, will continue this year and next. And because it is a yod, it's a fated experience or finger of God type challenge. Difficult energy that you kind of have to work with to extract the most out of it. So anyway, stick around if you want to hear more about that at the end of the video. Today, Mars in its home sign of Aries is continuing its sextile of Pluto, which is retrograde in the sign of Aquarius. Now, before I say anything else, Pluto and Mars, whenever I put those two in the same sentence, I immediately think Scorpio. 8th house energy, transformation energy, regeneration, death, transformation, regeneration. And when these planets are in harmony in form of sextile, asking you to do something to get something, I'm taking notice. So I am aware that there is very transformational energy around us right now. And at the time of this new moon, they are parting. That energy is parting. They're not coming together. They've already done that. So they're separating. But they are continuing to afford us that boundary busting aggressiveness that is Mars, as Pluto exposes what needs to change for us to really understand our true authentic selves. Okay, then on Tuesday of this week we have a new supermoon in the sign of Taurus. It is ruled by Venus, who is declaring she's standing at the highest mountain, hollering for anyone to hear, you are good enough. Yes, indeed. You are worth it. You are good enough. The sun and the moon are conjunct. That's what makes it a new moon. At 18 degrees of Taurus. And this new lunation is going to occur at 11:22 p.m. Eastern Time in the Americas, greatly affecting the fixed signs. So that's going to be Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. Okay. Let's talk about some of these aspects. These are energies that you can tap into should you need to. Saturn is at 17 degrees of Pisces and sextile the new moon and conjunct Chariklo. Chariklo is the wife of Chiron. She is our guide. She is an asteroid in the Kuiper Belt, first of all, but she is our guide for grace and healing, awakening and compassionate understanding, I should say. Compassion, yes, but compassionate understanding, really getting it through ethereal messages telepathically while in dream state. So while you are in dream state or unconscious, she will be able to come in. You can ask for her assistance. We are pausing for purpose here. Saturn is asking us to pause, to take a minute. Take a minute. We've been through a lot. My goodness. The eclipse season was off the chart. We had a Jupiter-Uranus conjunction. We've had a Mercury retrograde involving Chiron and Eris and a bunch of other things. My goodness. Let's just take a break. Let's pause for purpose as we sort out the reality as it stands right now, that we are shedding some things, we are keeping some things because we are worth it. Is there reciprocity in those relationships? That Venus feeling. We're looking at all that. Anyway, Neptune is now at 29 degrees. We talked about that in the last video. And is sextiling Jupiter and Taurus, expanding that energy, right? And we are seeing significant flooding collectively on the physical plane. But I'm telling you, based on clients and situations for me, it is emotional and spiritual as well. This is the last degree of the zodiac, or the anaretic degree, we could say, where the 29th degree of Neptune, where all things are cleansed before being born anew at 0 degrees of Aries. Neptune is seeding our future reality by providing expansion in the spiritual realm promoting creative generation from the inside out, so that when he steps into Aries in March 2025, the end of March, I think it's the 30th of 2025, we will understand our true magical essence. Regardless of the ethereal fog that he brings into the sign of Aries over the course of that transit, we will understand who our essence really is at an ethereal level. Jupiter is going to continue the expansion. He's going to transit the last 4 degrees. He's at 25 degrees now. He's going to traverse the last 4 degrees of Taurus between now and the 25th when Jupiter enters Gemini. That's important. He's also going to hit that anaretic degree of Taurus, right? When he does that, he's going to conjunct and meet with the 7 fixed stars. They're called the stars of Pleiades, or the 7 sisters of Pleiades. Got a lot going on. Remember, Jupiter is now carrying a different vibration, though. It's still that expanse of luck and all of that. But he's coming off this amazing conjunction with Uranus. So he's carrying new vibrations of themes, expanding just these themes of sovereignty and freedom, truth, just furthering our knowledge of our true essence. We are stripping all kinds of stuff away. Now let's talk about Mercury. Mercury is direct. Mercury has finished its retrograde cycle, but it's still in shadow. It's not back up to full speed. It's going to conjunct Chiron at the time of this new moon at 21 degrees. And Eris is at 25 degrees of Aries. And so he's going to conjunct Chiron at the time of the new moon and Eris on Friday. Okay, his conversation with Chiron is the third and final conversation for this retrograde season. He's giving us clarity. We don't quite have it yet because he's not up to speed, but he's giving us clarity relative to this retrograde this retrograde cycle in Aries, where we were taking a good look at. Are we who we say we are? Are you who you say you are? This conjunction and new moon shows us that we are now mentally aware of wounding at our own hands, at the hands of others, or situationally. The dwarf planet Eris, Mars' little sister, by the way, and she's the goddess of discord, strife, and chaos. She's helping us to understand our uniqueness, that's for sure. She is a maverick in her own right, especially in the sign of Aries. Listen to her and definitely follow her lead in an effort to transform your surroundings to match your true essence. Now, I just want to pause for a moment because it has been a very intense cycle. And I have received some calls from people who are just writhing in pain or loss. It has been a very challenging time for some. This growth and expansion sometimes does not come easy, and quite often does not come easy, especially at the rate that it's coming to us. We've had so many solar flares. I think we had an X this morning, X yesterday, getting pounded by M's. This is a lot of really high frequency proton energy that is very, very good for us and the planet, but it's a lot to take in addition to all these physical things that are manifesting, okay? So if you need to, reach out to a therapist, reach out to a spiritual healer, a trusted friend, one that will be honest with you, as well as a family member. Some of these dynamics are family. Sometimes you can't talk to family. That's fine too. We don't want to create rifts there. Reach out to a professional and see if they can't help you. Like I mentioned, Mars is here too. If you want to do this on your own, connect with Mars, connect with Chiron. They're all players in this game right now. Mars will help you bust through boundaries. If you need help, talk to them. If you need help at night, talk to Cheriklo. Tell her while you're sleeping you need some healing, you need some transformation. This has been a lot. I just want to recognize that and take a moment. Take a moment and just show appreciation for the courage that you've shown so far, and take time out for yourself if need be. Now, still, let's jump back into the new moon. Let's talk about Jupiter. Jupiter is playing a big part now, trining Pluto at the time of this new moon, and it's within orb of conjunction of those 7 sisters of the Pleiades. They are fixed stars in the late degrees of Taurus. The sisters were daughters of Atlas and very attractive, very stable, attractive females, and they were chased by Orion, who was the famous hunter. He wasn't trying to hurt them or harm them, but he fell in love with them, and he just could not tame it. He was chasing them and chasing them and chasing them. Again, didn't want to hurt them, but he was so attracted he just couldn't help himself. In order to protect them, they were immortalized. I'm really I am really shrinking this myth down. Bear with me. They were immortalized and placed in the sign of Taurus, so he could not reach them. Now, because the 7 sisters rise in the sky in October and set in March in some cultures, these sisters, the 7 sisters, they sometimes called the seven weeping sisters, represent the cycle of death and rebirth and transformation. Are we getting it yet? I've said this like 5 times in all different messages all over the place. Holy smokes. Death, loss and rebirth, those seasons of fall to spring, that regeneration. It really is going to help us let go. Talk to the girls. Have them help you with regenerative and healing qualities of the divine feminine. They represent the divine feminine and how they will regenerate when the season is right. Well, guess what? Seems like the season is right now, doesn't it? Boy, I tell you, it just keeps coming, especially after that Jupiter-Uranus conjunction. Expansion of sovereignty, freedom, truth, rebellion, that's another good one, mixed with transformation, regeneration, transmutation, so that we can align with our true essence. That's for us to embrace. Then 1 week from today, happy Mother's Day. It will be Mother's Day. This just hit me a couple of days ago. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there, all the people who've had to step in the shoes of moms because there was a mom absent or a mom that was not with us at that time. I thank you for your service to mankind, for that divine feminine that you are, and most importantly, happy Mother's Day to my own mom. I'm not going to be around on Mother's Day, so I'd like to say a special happy Mother's Day to her. Now, I have to tell you, this is also the most shocking day of the year. Yep, Uranus is going to conjunct the sun. Expect the unexpected. This is at 23 degrees, I believe, of Taurus. Truth, innovation, authenticity, personal revolution. These are all themes here. Breakthroughs of all kinds are coming at us. They really are. This should make for a very interesting Mother's Day. And I would like to remind you, please be mindful. Mercury is in the sign of Aries. Mercury can be in the sign of Aries, can be very unbridled energy, not a lot of thought before the words come out. Words and actions can have a painful sting. Wounded people, hurt people, let's stop that. Let's just not even do it, okay? Let's just not even go there. Respond with the self-respect that you have for yourself and for others, please. Well, that's all I have. I'm going to jump over to the Yod, so if you'd like to do that, please do, and we'll pull the card for the week after that. I do want to bring this to your focus so you can get a snap of that. I think I've got it all on screen there, so you can get a quick picture of it when we go back to it. And let's discuss this. This is it's for divine purpose, finger of God. You have 2 planets that are sextiling each other, and both of them are feeding energy to another planet, a lone planet. It's like a very long triangle, which is the apex, and the apex planet here is Haumea. She sits at 0 degrees of Scorpio, and she represents the Hawaiian goddess of fertility. She can birth from any orifice, arms, legs, her entire body is regenerative. Now, at the sextile end of the Yod, or over here, we have planet Neptune. Planet Neptune is at 29 degrees Pisces. We talk about this. By 2025, I believe it's March 30th, 2025, Neptune's going to jump into the sign of Aries. Now, Neptune has a 165-year orbit. Haumea has a 283-year orbit of the zodiac. Neptune's themes: compassionate, heart and spirit centered for sure. They really drive a lot while we're in that energy. Very ethereal and a seated new beginning. Manway, now they're conjunct, out of sign conjunction, but Manway is it's a Kuiper belt object, and in the sign of Aries, a creator of new earth. He and his wife were responsible for the creation of Earth. And here they are, starting again, right here for us, creating new Earth based on these principles that are now coming in. Manway has a 289-year cycle. Now at the bottom of that, down here in this corner, sextiling the Neptune energy, we have Sedna, who's recently gone into Gemini. Sedna is a Kuiper belt object. She's way out there. She's got 11,300-year orbit. She's in the Oort cloud, way out there. She's the goddess of the deep sea, and I'm going to really shorten. She's got a very long myth that goes along with her. However, she finds herself in a boat with her father. Terrible storm occurs. He throws her overboard. She grabs hold of the side. He hits her fingers with the oars, cutting her fingers off. Her arms transmute. She falls to the deep sea and becomes the goddess of the deep sea. She stands for patriarchal wrongs and betrayal, leading to transmutation and transformation. So, what I'm saying is all of this energy that we're currently dealing with that is challenging. It's very challenging. It's for purpose. And it's here to create an environment that is more conducive for who we are at the essence level. We need to get to that essence so that we can absolutely capitalize on this new energy. It's happening, and we haven't even completely broken down who we were. And this is regenerating at the same time. One's not waiting for the other. It's just happening. Okay? So I decided to use the Starseed Oracle deck today, and there's an interesting backstory to this deck. I have had a contentious relationship with it when I first got it, and it was one of my very first big lessons that occurred last fall after I got this deck. So anyway, the card that jumped out is Forge, Don't Follow, F-O-R-G-E, Forge, Don't Follow. Pave a new path, be the leader you wish you had. Make sure that you can see this. All right, we got a long message. Let's see if I can read it, and let's go. If you wait until the path is perfectly paved, you will be forging your own path, and you'll likely not even take the first step. Don't let a small detail like being unable to find someone to show you the way be the reason you don't step forward and lead. Let it be the reason that you do. The most courageous and needed leaders are the ones who don't wait for permission or until the morning they wake up feeling ready. They take a deep breath, put one foot in front of the other, and figure it out as they go. They don't wait for someone to lead them. They lead themselves. This is a card for leaders. You're here to pave a path that hasn't been walked before. To go first and lead the way for others who are calling you in. If you feel misrepresented in the media, step forward for all those who are also mismanaged or misrepresented. If no one's speaking out on the topic you feel passionate about, it's time to share your thoughts. There's no one on earth who comes close to possessing your unique combination of skills, gifts, and life experiences. Don't look to those who have come before you to work out your path. Leaders must forge their own. Do it for your daughter. Do it for the younger you. Do it for the leaders who will follow. When you go first, you make it easier for them. forge, don't follow. Well, that's all I have for you this week. If you like this video, please do click the like button. If you would like to co-create with me, do share this video with others. If you would like to know when videos are being dropped, please click the subscribe button. And if there's anything else you can cover, I think there's another yacht out there. I'll keep looking for it. But if there's anything else that I can cover for you, please don't hesitate to put it in the comments. It's always my pleasure to read your comments and know that you are a co-creator with me too. I hope you have a fabulous week with a new moon that should provide you the clarity that you need so we can embody stability and security for the long haul. Namaste.